Hey y'all, how's it going? It's your boy Kennard Lewis. We in the flesh. We doing it right. And I'm here today to talk to you about a topic that I hope we could do more of if we're not already doing it. And that's about feeling. Feel your feelings, feel your emotions, like they are a part of you. And they matter. And you matter as well. But one thing to keep in mind is that, right, we go through bad experiences, we go through good experiences. And all experiences generate these automatic thoughts that influence our behaviors, that influence our feelings, right, and how we perceive that to be. But sometimes we don't want to feel sadness. We don't allow ourselves to feel joy. We don't want to be frustrated. I can't. And I understand that sometimes we're not in the right space to feel. Sometimes we don't have the right support system. Sometimes it's just too vulnerable. I understand, right? All these circumstances can be difficult for us to feel. Sometimes when we felt in the past, we got traumatized because our feelings were invalidated. And I understand that. But it's not about other people now. It's not about our experiences now. It's about us. It's about what we need to move forward. And maybe you think ignoring your feelings is what you need to move forward. I kind of disagree because I think you are feeling something and it should be discovered and it should be processed, because when we decide to not process our feelings end up processing us. They end up controlling us. They end up forcing us to do things that we don't want to do, and it's scary. It's scary to allow sadness to run its course. It's scary to allow frustration to run its course. Sometimes it's scary to express joy, to feel happy sometimes. And I understand that. But they're part of you. They're you. You can't deny you. You can't deny your feelings. You can't invalidate yourself. And we repress, we suppress, we're in denial. But we can't do that anymore. We can't do that for the simple fact that when you decide to process your feelings, you actually go to the source. And what's the source? Our minds, our brains, our thoughts. Our thoughts influence the feeling. So, okay, I'm feeling this, okay, but I don't like the sadness, so I'm going to repress it. But well, hold up. If I allow the sadness to run its course, I'm thinking, okay, why am I sad? Oh, it was because of this. It was because of that. Now I'm thinking, why did this cause me sadness? What was I thinking? I was thinking about all the worst case scenarios. So now it's like you gotta break it down. When you decide to process, you break it down. Worst case, best case, most likely. You gotta see the polar opposites, and you gotta find a medium ground right here, because most of our negative emotions come from all the bad stuff. Most of our positive feelings come from all the good stuff, and to find the happy ground is what's really going to happen in our life. So by us breaking down our feelings and what we feel and our thoughts, we get to see sometimes how our thought process was a little irrational, how we were thinking a little outside the box, how sometimes we were too optimistic that we forgot to see the other side. And when you start to process both sides, you get to still feel sadness. You get to still feel joy. But they don't control you to the point where you are not whole. They don't control you to the point where you don't get to become yourself anymore. Your feelings matter. They matter because they make you you. You're human. I don't understand why we put ourselves in these boxes and we shun ourselves for feeling. I don't know. Feelings are not a sign of weakness. They're a sign of strength. For you to be cognizant of your sadness does not mean that you're broken. To be angry does not mean that you're full of anger. It doesn't. You could feel all these quote unquote negative emotions, but they all play their course. And they're not all negative. Even the negative ones that we call them, if you look at it at a different lens. So please, let's try to feel by processing. Let's try to not be so afraid of it because they're part of us. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time.